Yeah, it's Whitestone Sunday, everybody. And we're going to sing all about who we are. 2, 3, and...
In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. I am as God created me. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me. In the light, in the love, in the glory.
Break it down.
In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am.
Yeah. This is one of our very favorite agape songs. Thanks so much, Ricky Byers.
I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of love. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of love. And when I stumble, I live by the light of my faith, shining both night and day, shining both night and day. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of peace. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of peace. When I see your face, I see God's light guiding you on your way, guiding you on your way. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of beauty. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of beauty. With conviction so sound, I know that now is the time to pray. Now is the time to pray. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of wisdom. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of wisdom.
Let's break it down, y'all.
I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of love.
One more time.
I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of love.
Good morning, and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And it is my great pleasure this morning to introduce my dear, dear friend and sister, Rachel Harrison, you know her as our Director of Community Care, but she's also one of the pillars of our music program. She's going to sing some really special music today.
Thank you, Janice. I'm really excited to sing this song. It's called Calling for Me, and I wrote it 3 years ago when I started my recovery journey, and I am 1 month shy of 3 years sober from alcoholism, so I am very pleased with that. And the chorus came to me early, before I actually made the decision, and it called to me, so I hope that you can relate to what it is in your life that Spirit is calling to you. The dark night, it comes again, whispering it is my friend. So easy to be in despair, hard to believe there is repair. I know the road back to me feels far away, but you say take it day by day. The journey seems long and slow. You light the path, the soft glow. I pray the promises are true, that lightness comes when I surrender to you. If I open my eyes and see the beauty of life waiting for me, I know so afraid.
Rachel Harrison.
Beautiful, Rachel. Thank you. And so, good morning, everyone. We're going to light our Christ candle. If I can find one. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Maybe. Okay, won't you join me in prayer? I invite us all to take that deep breath. Gently close your eyes and allow yourself to center into this now moment. Into this moment where Spirit is calling for us. Spirit is calling for us to be more, do more, express more, according to the image and likeness of God. This morning we get an opportunity to listen to that still small voice, to hear God, hear Spirit calling for us. What is longing to come forth? What is longing to be expressed? What is longing to be us in 2021? This past year has had many challenges. And maybe some of us are just saying good riddance to 2020. But we take with us all the lessons we learned last year, all the events that unfolded and everything that happened, and carry it with us. Hopefully not in pain, but in awareness, in greater vision, in seeing things with greater clarity, and allowing ourselves to be that which welcomes and invites change for the good of all. And so, sweet Spirit, we acknowledge that this is a time that we listen. We have ears to hear. We are open and receptive. What is ours to be? What is ours to do? And how do we hold all of those who are suffering due to the pandemic, due to physical challenges, all those who are grieving because someone has passed on, those who are suffering due to mental health challenges, those who are suffering due to racial injustice, those who are suffering due to economic instability and uncertainty. And how do we hold them with love, with compassion, with empathy? And we open ourselves to whatever Spirit is longing to be through us and as us. And so we release any anxiety about what that might be, what that might look like, and I'll just allow it to come forth in this day, for this year, for the good of all. And so it is. Amen.
In the darkest hour, when I cannot breathe, fear is on my chest, the weight of the world on me. Everything is crashing down, everything that I had known, and I wonder if I'm all alone. I remember you have always been available to me. I remember even when my own eyes cannot see, you were there, always there. I will lift my eyes, even in the pain.
above the lies. I know you make your way. I've seen giants fall. I've seen mountains move. I've seen spirits heal because of you. I remember. You have always been available to me. I remember. Even when my own eyes cannot see, you are there, always there. I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about your goodness, goodness. I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about your goodness, goodness. I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about your goodness, your goodness. I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about, I can't stop thinking about your goodness, goodness. I remember, you have always been available to me. I remember, even when my own eyes cannot see, you were there, always there in me.
That's Rachel Harrison, everybody.
Lauren Daigle song. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Rachel. That was beautiful. This has sure been the week. Yesterday, I was sitting, getting ready to meditate, and not sure exactly how to hold all these emotions I'm feeling from things that happened this week, from Wednesday on. And as I was in meditation, this scripture verse came to me. It's from the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. I will give you rest. We don't have to carry all of this alone. No matter how you felt affected by the violence on our U.S. Capitol in Washington on Wednesday, no matter what feelings you were feeling, you don't have to feel them alone. That spirit is there, and Rachel so beautifully sang, I remember. We need to stay focused on and remember that we're not alone. And also that we don't want to bring hatred to where there's hatred or violence to where there's violence, because that doesn't heal. That doesn't help us. Only love can do that. Only compassion can do that. And so today we celebrate our white stone ceremony. It's an opportunity to decide or discern, really, how do we want to be going forward? How do we want to be in 2021? How do we want to express? How do we want to show up? It's something that we can look back on a year from now and say, I'm glad that was something I focused on. I'm glad that was my name, because I see that in myself now much more clearly than I did a year ago. Our future self will thank us. I found this comic online of Garfield, and do something today that your future self will thank you for. Words to live by, aren't they? And then he says, I hid a dozen donuts under the bed. That's not exactly what we have in mind here, but I love that because, do something that your future self will thank you for. What can we do? But today, what we can do is choose a new name, choose a new way of being. Wednesday was the Feast of the Epiphany. And the Epiphany is when the wise men arrive at the manger to see the baby Jesus. And they have this revelation of God incarnate in Jesus. And they bring him gifts. And what a gift it is when we have revelations ourselves. It's a gift to see the Christ in ourselves, to see the Christ in others. It's a gift. And what happens when we have that epiphany, when we have that revelation, is we walk a new path. We don't go back the same way we came. We forge ahead in a different direction, which is exactly what the three wise men did. They didn't go back to Herod. No, they went a different path. They traveled a different way. And this is what we do when we look at our lives. We reevaluate our lives and choose a different way to be. We walk a different path. We keep our heads raised a little higher because we're recognizing that Christ within. We're recognizing those attributes of spirit that are attributes of us. Our future selves will thank us for this. This is a good thing. And at the beginning of a year, we always have this opportunity. Many of us will reevaluate. We look at the year past, and we look at the year ahead. And we use our power of imagination to envision how we want to be, what is longing to come forth through us and as us, what attribute of spirit, what do we want to write on our white stone? There's a comic strip that I was reading about. I didn't have one to show you, but it was from Peanuts. And Sally was trying to memorize her scripture verse for that Sunday. And she couldn't remember what it was, but she said, I think it came from the book of reevaluation. Of course, there is no book of reevaluation, except the whole Bible is really a series of books on reevaluation, because we get an opportunity to reevaluate who we are, who we want to be. And the book of Revelation is where we actually get this white stone ceremony from, where it comes from in unity. It comes from the second chapter. It's very ironic, or maybe not, that it comes from the second chapter. We get a second chapter. It's like we get a fresh start. And in the book of Revelation, it says this, the second chapter, verse 17, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." I love this verse. There's a whole book that Reverend Ed Townsley wrote called Kingdom Come. That is the metaphysical interpretation of the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation is seen as this doom and gloom kind of book, this kind of like the end of the world. But it's really about the cycles in our lives, about the hero's journey and how we're always in taking a new cycle, in some part of that cycle in our lives. And in this particular passage, let's break this down. Anyone who has an ear, meaning metaphysically, anyone who is open and receptive. Anyone who is open and receptive to Spirit, to what Spirit is saying to the churches, to what Spirit is saying in our consciousness to us, to any that nudge that is coming forth through us. To everyone who conquers, meaning everyone who conquers that battle in your minds, between doing the right thing or not doing the right thing, being the best version of yourselves or not being the best version of yourselves. To anyone who has chosen to take the right path, to see the good in ourselves, to see the good in each other. We discipline our minds with truth, not with error thoughts. And these thoughts can be uplifting, giving us new life. So to anyone who conquers, to anyone who's willing to do this, to be receptive to what Spirit is longing to express as us, we get three things, three promises. One is hidden manna. The Spirit will give us this hidden manna, and in that hidden manna represents the nourishment for our souls. Not necessarily for our bodies, but this nourishment that is everlasting, that is never ending, that doesn't run out. There's a limitless supply of nourishment that our souls receive when we're open and receptive. It's a deeper level of knowing our own being. And it's hidden because it's hidden from ordinary thinking. That we have to be open to hear it, be receptive. The second promise is we will get a white stone. Now, white stone in the times of Jesus, people who were acquitted or let out of prison were given a white stone. It represented a clean slate, a fresh start. And so we're given this fresh start. It doesn't mean we let go of anything that happened in the past. We bring that with us. But with us, we bring new wisdom. We bring new knowledge. We bring greater awareness and a greater perception, expanded perception. And this white stone is that clean, fresh start. And on that white stone, we are given a new name, a new identity, a new way of being. It's a realization of our own I am from a deeper level, from a more empowered level. It's a new identity for us to focus on, to allow it to come forth. And so we do this in unity. We have a white stone ceremony where we'll give you, in a short while, we'll give you an opportunity to sit in a guided meditation and listen. What is Spirit calling for me to be this year? What attribute of Spirit do I want to develop? Do I want to focus on? How do I want to show up? What name do I want to write on my white stone? Names are so important. To most of us, our own name is the sweetest sound. It's how we identify ourselves. It's how we see ourselves. It's how we are heard. It's how people approach us with our names. It's our identity. They have meaning to us. Most important word in the world to us. And so this new name that you're going to write on your white stone this year should be something that you hold sacred. That's really important to you. The Spirit is whispering, try this, be this. This is who you are. This is how I see you. So important to have a name. What's your name this year? It's often the first question when we meet someone. It's one of the first questions when a new baby is born. What's its name? It's one of the first things you learn when you learn a foreign language. What is your name? Our names are so important. They say we matter. This year, we've seen an awful lot of racial injustice in the world, in our country. And the Say Their Names movement has come out stronger. It was developed in 2014 as Say Her Name, to recognize those girls and women who were killed due to police brutality, due to violence. And this year, with the death of so many other Black fellow Americans, the movement kind of moved to say their name. Say their name. Make sure they matter, that their stories continue on, that their lives had meaning, and that meaning can help us change things in our country, policies in our country, to make it more fair for everyone, that it's a world and a country that works for all. So many of them lost their lives, but we are here to carry on. We are here to say their names, to make sure they matter. Help forge the change for good for us all. So we have this opportunity today to decide how we want to be going forward, given everything we know from this past year, from previous years, but especially the lessons and the blessings that we had from this past year. We want to identify ourselves in a new way. And not just have that name, but that name has to incite action on our part, peaceful action, action that allows us to express more of who we are as spiritual beings. And so when you have a name and you're going to write it on your stone, I would invite you to look a little deeper. What action step can I take to express that new identity? What can I do to be more of this new name? How is God seeing me? Our future selves will thank us for this. When we believe in ourselves and we recognize the Christ within, that's the kingdom of heaven, of coming from that level of consciousness. Ed Townley, who wrote Kingdom Come, who I mentioned before, he passed away in December due to COVID. It's a great loss to our unity movement. He's such a great metaphysician. And he says this in Kingdom Come: the kingdom of heaven will express in whatever now moment we choose to believe in it, believe in ourselves, and make the creative choice to bring it into being. Make that creative choice to bring it into being. Now, how do we do that? It's often a conscious choice. It's a conscious choice, but it can sometimes seem counterintuitive in how we do that. I've been participating in one of the great courses online, and this one is called Outsmart Yourself: Brain-Based Strategies to a Better You. And in it, they talk about temporal discounting. That given the choice, most of us will often choose a gift today, right in this moment, that is of less value than a gift we would receive tomorrow, or next week, or next year. That the immediate gratification is more important than the value of the gift. And so they talk about we can make better decisions. Sometimes it's better to wait, right? It's better to be patient and have that gift of more value. They use the example of $10 today or $15 tomorrow. Are we patient enough to wait till tomorrow to get that $15? Or do we have to have it today? And so they talk about thinking about our future self envisioning our future self and how will we feel. Use a pint of ice cream as an example. Say you're just longing for this ice cream, and that instant gratification will be to have that ice cream right now. But how will you feel when you're done eating that pint of ice cream? Can you envision your future self feeling like, oh, I wish I hadn't eaten that whole bite of ice cream? And we can make better decisions if we can put ourselves into that future self and imagine how we would feel in that moment. Mentally project yourself into the future. So this is kind of like what the white stone is about. Mentally projecting yourself the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of this year. How will you feel if you focused on that aspect of yourself? How will you feel if you know, hey, I did it. I developed that attribute. That feels good. Instead of in the moment deciding not to be that person. They say in the course that we will be happier more times than not if we, at the end of the day, if we, one, make a firm choice, so commit to this name that you're being given, and two, make that commitment and stick to it. Put your stone in a place where you will see it every day. Put your stone where you will be reminded of, oh yeah, that's who I want to be. They were clear to say it doesn't work to mentally put yourself in the past and wish things had been different, that you have to put yourself in the future. So that anger and that gossiping and that trash talking somebody right now that might feel good, it might get off your chest, how are you going to feel afterwards? It's a really important lesson. It's a really important way of looking at, this is how I want to be. Sometimes the elements of our lives don't change, but we see them differently because we've decided to change our perception or develop an attribute. Sometimes our lives change dramatically, like this past year. And we get to develop a new attribute because of that change. Maybe it doesn't unfold like we think it will when we set that intention. Last year, my word that came to me for my stone was zeal. So I've got two of them. I need extra reminders. My white stone was zeal, and I wrote zeal on that. And then Anne Moriarty, thank you, Anne, gave me a stone that she had painted, or somebody had painted, I don't know if she painted it, that says zeal. So I had two reminders that zeal was my word, my new name. And, well, we all know what happened in 2020. Zeal was not the first thing that came to mind when it came to zeal. But the power of zeal is about bringing new enthusiasm, new energy, enlivening something within us. And I certainly had an opportunity to do that, to bring a new enthusiasm to all the changes that were going on. Now, that's not what I envisioned at the beginning of the year. And I wasn't perfect at it at all. I grew weary and angry and down about the state of our planet. And sometimes it felt like I was in a rowboat and water leaks kept popping up, and I was just constantly trying to plug those holes so I wouldn't sink. It was exhausting. It can still be exhausting. But in my meditation yesterday, when I heard, I will give you rest. I was reminded of Megan Watterson's book, Mary Magdalene Revealed. I've gotten so many great little gems of wisdom out of that book, but she talks about a time where she says that she heard this voice say, "Give to me what you cannot carry." And that came to me clearly in my meditation yesterday. Give to me what you cannot carry. We are not in that rowboat alone. God is with us. Spirit is there. That there is a power greater than us than we can fathom. We have no idea the strength and the power that we hold within us, that spirit, that spiritual essence within us that is always there in that rowboat with us. That we don't have to just keep plugging the leaks, that we can get a new name and get a new rowboat, one that will stay afloat so we don't feel like we're sinking. There will be resistance. There's always resistance. It may come from outside of us, it may come from within us. But we don't want to stay on how we think it's supposed to go and just allow it. This word that we're going to write on our white stone, allow it to unfold. Ed Townley says in Kingdom Come, no matter how much resistance we encounter, we are infinitely stronger than any of the negative energies that seem to be committed to blocking our progress. You are a spiritual being who has come into human expression at a spiritually important time and for a spiritually important purpose. Some of us might be saying, why? Why me? Why do I have to do this? Why this time? Why not? Why not us? We don't know the answer to that. That's part of the mystery of life. But we can choose in each moment, in every day, how we want to show up. In our book that we're going to be studying later this month called Broken Open by Elizabeth Lesser, one of the later chapters, she talks about the 100 names of Allah that are written in the Quran. And I wasn't certain on I don't know, I haven't studied the Quran, so I wanted to do some little research. And I found that those 100 names of Allah, there's actually 99 written in the Quran, not 100, because the last one is hidden from us. It's a mystery. Just like the Sufi rosary has one bead missing. That's the mystery of spirit. That's the mystery of life. And she says in the book that we don't get to know what that is until we take our last breath. And to me, as I read that, I kept thinking, well, there's so much more to us than we ever know. There's always more than what we can define, than what we can express. There's always more attributes of spirit longing to come forth, longing to be us. There's more to God than we know. There's more to us than we can comprehend. We are so much more. Don't we want to be that best version of ourselves? That's what the white stone is all about. Being a better version of us. So are you ready to step into a new way of being for 2021? Are you open and receptive to new life that's longing to come through you and as you? Allowing God to come forth and empowering you. Empowering your way of being. Your future self will thank you. I want to invite us now into a time of guided meditation. Take your stone in your hand if you have one. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can write it later. Sit in a quiet place. Hold your stone in your hands. Close your eyes. Invite the activity of God into your heart and mind for the next few moments. And just listen. Whenever we ask, there is already an answer. And so we invite Spirit to reveal a name for us, a new intention of being to be written on our stone. Maybe there's a new career, a new title, a new quality of God that's pressing out through you. I invite you to give your ego a few minutes off and let that divine, holy self in you come through. Give yourself permission to know that you have a new quality, a new identity, wanting to express. This white stone is a promise of a new life. It is the symbol of a clean slate. Whatever has gone on in the past, we stop letting it define us. This is a sign of our ability in this moment to live into this new beginning. This is the moment in which we know we are free, free from all that has bound us. Anytime you look at your white stone in the future, you have an opportunity to realize that you have the gift of choice, the gift to live differently, to live a more fulfilling life, to begin again, and to connect with God. You are a creator. The book of Revelation says that the white stone carries a new name, a spiritual identity, and a deeper awareness of what God has planned for you. No one in the entire universe except you and Spirit knows what this new name is. But it has come to you to be lived out, to be expressed, to be embodied as you. It is what God is calling you to be or do. It is a whisper from your soul that you are so much more than you have ever let come into expression. As you are guided by Spirit, I invite you to trust in this now moment, in this moment of truth. Allow Spirit to reveal an insight into your divine purpose, an insight into your holy essence. And so that in that secret place of the Most High, I invite you to allow yourself to hear the new name that God has for you. And as that name becomes clear, just allow yourself to write it. It may be a quality you are being called to embody, a title to which you inspire. Maybe something like free or healthy or prosperous or acceptance. Whatever it is, know it is your sacred name that your higher self is calling forth. If a name has come to you, stay quiet and allow yourself to ask for a deeper meaning, to ask if there are any steps to take. When a first step is revealed, write that on the back of your stone. Not an entire set of instructions, just a couple of words to remind yourself of an action step, how you will be the name. Allow yourself to simply open to Spirit, to say, God in me reveals my true essence. God in me reveals my next step. God as me lives a joyous, peaceful, fulfilling, and loving life. Behold, I make all things new. For you are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. Claim your new name in your hearts now as you return your attention to this place, your stone, and write your name on your stone. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Accept this consciousness of ever-increasing good in your life. And I invite you to carry that stone as a reminder of this promise.
We thank you all for being here and joining us today for what is a really special ceremony, a real opportunity for you to set your intention for the year. And I just feel so warm and fuzzy inside all over. So We just want to thank everybody for joining us today and for supporting us both financially, prayerfully, emotionally, spiritually, supporting Columbine Spiritual Center. We are your center. So let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. So there's lots of ways to support Columbine, and if you're new with us the first time, you can go right to the website. There's a donate button on the front page. On the bottom of the screen was a text to give, and it's super easy on your cell phone to do donations. But if you're with us and you're new, if you used to be in the olden times, you'd be here in the congregation and you'd stand up and we would say hello and meet you afterwards. Well, we can't really do that now, so you're welcome to go to the website and fill out a contact card, and Sue and I will contact you and get you on our bulletin. And as Director of Community Care, whether you're new or you've been here forever, I am here to help you in any way I can. So there's lots of small groups still going on by Zoom. We're going to have our winter program with the book. This is a time more than ever to jump in and be connected. And I've started reading Broken Open. It's a great book. And so just like we normally do, we're going to do our small groups on Zoom. It's going to be a 6-week program. The love offering suggestion is $65. On Thursday in the update is going to be the links. We have 10 facilitators at this point. And we really hope that everybody will sign up, to join each other for an hour and a half on Zoom and be able to deepen your spiritual journey and connect with each other. What else do we have, Miss Bonnie? Oh, yeah, so we'd like to welcome Carol Nelson. She's our new administrative coordinator, and she is also going to be doing events. And we thank Maggie for her time with us, and she resigned, and now we have Carol. She is young and energetic and smart, and we can't wait for you to meet her. So she'll be here during office hours or checking in outdoors. And we have some fun family activities. We just finished the December activity, which was a beautiful, huge canvas that all the kids painted. We have to find a great place to hang it here in the church. And Jeannie Oliver is the one in charge of these monthly activities. And she'd like to do prayer flags. And she is offering to go to the families' houses if you want. And she will do it outside safely, or you can come here. Also, so if you are on our newsletter and you get the weekly bulletin on Tuesdays with the prayer circle, with the prayer list, the prayer chaplains, again, are really trying to find ways to be more connected and help with their prayer here at church. And so they are doing a Zoom. It's only 10 or 15 minutes, and they'd like to invite everyone in the congregation to join. So those 10 or 15 minutes, you log on, they do a prayer, they read the list of the names on the prayer list, offer any additional prayer people that might need to be added to the list, and then end in a prayer. Super quick, but really profound. So on Tuesday evenings at 5:30, and the link is in the website calendar or at the bottom of the prayer list. What else do we have? That's it. Fantastic. Look at us. That was really good. We are not having an outside service today. We were going to have one, and then we went out, and it snowed more than we thought.
It's a white snow ceremony.
Yeah, white snow ceremony. And we're a hardy bunch, but that'd have to be pretty darn hardy. So let's sing the peace song together.
Ooh, feel free to stand up at home or just stay in your easy chair, and let's peace out together.
Family, all are
light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is
Swell.
swell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or well.
or well.
We're going to take you out with what we've affectionately called the Unity Drinking Song.
I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The light of God, success of God, prosperity, happiness, might of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am.
Awesome. Have one on us. We love
Bye,
you.
everybody. We
Have
love
a beautiful
you.
Sunday.